Yeah, so I'm live, and today we're gonna discuss about the importance of the very important thing that is mindset, and then about vision and why in online business. And I'm waiting from my friend Anastasia from UK so that we can discuss about this topic. Hi, Lucky, how are you, man? Hey, how are you, Anastasia?
Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
Yeah.
You okay?
So how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How's things? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm also good.
Ha-
So
Hey,
basically,
Tyler. Yeah, go on.
yeah. So what's the situation in UK? I guess lockdown has been over there now.
No, it's not over now. They just lifted the we can mix outside with more people from today, and then in like 2 weeks, like shops will open and hairdressers and nails and stuff, and but still, you're not allowed to travel or anything else, so it's not fun.
Yeah. So that's great. So thank you for being here first of all. And
Okay.
now today we're gonna discuss about the most important thing that is mindset and importance of mindset in online business.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what according to you, why is mindset so much important in online business?
Well, mindset is where it all starts because you might have the most brilliant business idea, but if you doubting yourself, if you're constantly having negative self-talk, and you're not right for success, you're not ready for progression in your career, you're gonna flop. Because ultimately mindset is how you view yourself and your abilities, your skills, your experience. So it affects your confidence as well. And in business, you do have to be confident about what you're selling. You have to project the right image, you have to show status, you have to show that you're an expert, otherwise people will not trust you. And it starts
Yeah,
with a mindset. You have to believe in your own abilities first before you ask others to believe and put their trust in you. So that's why mindset is key. It's how you view yourself and how you send the message across to others as well.
yeah, obviously, I guess mindset is very important because if we don't have like proper mindset, so we can't get continue ourselves. Like if we don't have any courage, like we don't have mindset to do this, whatever we have started, so we cannot get continue in that field, or we will get demotivated after a while.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, because you have to believe in your skills. You have to believe that you will be able to achieve your goal. Starting a business is not easy. You do have, especially if you work for yourself, you have all kind of challenges that come in your way. Like what if people ask objections? What if people don't buy from you straight away? It takes time to see results,
Yeah,
and if you are impatient, or if you're constantly doubting yourself, you don't believe in yourself, you're rushing the progress, you're gonna fail because it takes time for things to start working. It's not like you click your fingers and it's all of a sudden you become a millionaire. I mean, it would be nice, right? But the reality is that you have to put a lot of dedication and self-discipline into achieving your goals, and that means late nights, adjusting your priorities, and being focused on your goal, what are important for you.
yeah, obviously being focused is very important, and consistency also plays important role because
Yeah,
if we are not focused on our goals or whatever we are going to achieve, then we are not going to get those success in our life.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so Basically, mindset is key. Some people say that mindset is key because without mindset, nothing is possible. Like in obviously, goal setting is important. Like without mindset, like people can't get successful.
Well, it's linked because like goals are you do need to have goals, right? But you can have goals, but if you don't believe in them, you're not gonna achieve them. If you have goals but you don't you're not self-disciplined, you're not gonna achieve the goals. You have goals, but if you don't have the strategy how you achieve your goals, or the goals are too broad, they're too ambitious, there's nothing wrong with being ambitious, but you still have to be realistic about your skills, right? And break it down.
Yeah,
And this is where people go wrong, because you need to have a strategy before you put action into place. You have to have dedication, you have to be ready to put the hard work in, because building your business from ground up, it requires a lot of self-discipline, requires a lot of focus. And then if you're easily distracted, for instance, or if you're constantly telling yourself, oh, I'm not an expert, I need to do more courses, read more books, you're questioning your authority, then you're not sending the right signals to your clients, and then you're actually derailing yourself and your progress. So it does start with a mindset, because it's your view of whether or not you will achieve what you want to achieve, regardless of the status of your goals, right? That's what the mindset is about, like how you view your skills, how you view challenges and opportunities. A lot of people like collapse, when you start a business, there are a lot of challenges. You feel demotivated, you feel lonely sometimes because you're doing it on your own. Money, right? Because initially you might not want to, or you might not have the resources to invest in hiring someone to do it for you. It takes time to see these results, and it can be very frustrating. And some people have very short frustration tolerance views. They cannot tolerate that, because they'd rather, I don't know, go and do something more pleasurable instead of focusing on their own goals, what's important. And if you don't keep the bigger picture in mind, then what's in it for you? Then why are you doing it? A lot of people just want to have a business because it sounds fancy, right? It sounds great. Oh, I'm a CEO of one person, of myself, right? Every other person is a CEO these days. I mean, good, but like, who is the status for? Do you need the status, or you are actually, doing something with your life? Like, what's important? For some people, the most important thing is just to like blah 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 talk, but they don't actually do anything, because they're
yeah,
mentally
obviously.
lazy. They're mentally lazy. And that these are the type of people that would actually go and criticize everyone. They would hate on you, they would gang up on you, they will start like being toxic if you are all of a sudden succeeding. But success takes a lot of time and effort and dedication to your goals. You have to be focused on what's important for you, and it's hard. It's mentally exhausting sometimes. Don't you think? What do you think?
Yeah, obviously, like we need to be consistently posting our content in our social media, and we need to work consistently. In the beginning, we need to work like hard,
Yeah.
and because we are starting from zero, we are starting from scratch, and there are so many big brands in the market, and we need to build our brands. We are starting from scratch, so
Yeah.
we need to focus on our goals, whatever we have planned in our life. And yeah, we need to work consistently. And
Mm.
yeah, sometimes the shiny objects come, but when they start
They do,
distracting,
yeah. They do. No, yeah, it's
obviously.
hard.
But
Consistency is important. Yes, I totally agree with you. And it's hard. Like I find it really hard even for me, because I have a little son and there's a lot of distraction, and I'm limited on time when I can do work because I have a little baby. And so, and you
yeah,
know what, but if you're able to achieve things when you have, all these challenges around you, then you're gonna do great. But I know so many people who have all the time on their hands, yet they don't do anything with it. All they do is just complain, or find a problem for every solution that you might have. So there are two type of people, right? The doers and the problem creators. So,
yeah,
and
obviously.
again, that's your mindset, is how you view the situation, whether you can learn from it or whether it's the disaster and it's the end of the world, right?
Yeah, like some people think like online business is very easy and they jump into it, and but
No,
after
no business is easy to jump into it. And you know what? I work with business owners, and I can see that sometimes people are just not ready. They think they want it, but the goal is not theirs. They don't understand the importance of this goal. And if you ask them, why do you want to do it? they can't even answer that. And I'm like, listen, you should really rethink your priorities, because this is one of the most important questions that you need to be asking. So why you want to do this particular business rather than the other? Why do you want to, why this matters to you? And if you cannot answer that, then others would feel that they will not buy into that, and you would struggle to get it off the ground, because you'll struggle to find motivation, because there's no passion in it, there's no energy, you're running on an empty
Yeah,
tank.
yeah, that's right. If we are not doing from our heart and our mind, then there's
Yeah,
no, like, there is no point to doing that
yeah,
kind of business.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
So basically, like, people jump into online business, but they don't have any why, like why they are doing this kind of business or why they jump into that. So what are your thoughts about that?
Mm. It is, well, you need to understand your why is your passion, right? So that's where the
Yeah,
energy comes in. Like you might have multiple whys, right? So you might want to, obviously, every business, you are in it for money, right? There's no shame to say that. We all want to make money, and that's fine. But there's
yeah,
something else, right? You want to do what? Like to inspire others, empower others, to help them grow, learn, or whatever. Essentially, usually, like to improve their life, health, or wealth, right? So it comes down to these three basic things. If it's all three, then fantastic, you hit the jackpot. But it has to be meaningful for you as well, because if you don't find energy in what you do, if you don't like live and breathe it, if you're not passionate about it, people will see it. It's just like going to a 9 to 5 job that you hate. You will end up resenting it, and it will kill your motivation. Because that's why I always ask, like, why would you want to do this? Why not the other? Why not something else? Like, why does it? I like experience as well plays a massive role, in what you do. If you're studying
yeah.
something
It's very
new.
important. Yeah, like people are doing why they are doing, like for themselves, to that they are going to like prove others, or basically people should do for themselves, like, and some people jump to prove others, like we are going to achieve, but they end up bad. What do you think about this?
Sorry, can you just rephrase that once again?
Yeah, some people jump into online business or start some kind of things like we are going to prove others,
Oh, right. Okay.
but they
External
end up bad.
validation. Well, it's
Yeah,
not the right reason to start business. I mean, okay, there are two views on that. First of all, the need for external validation generally tells me about quite fragile ego and the need to fulfill, because you might not have the fulfillment elsewhere. It's genuinely linked to self-esteem. People with weak self-esteem, or not weak but low self-esteem, let's say, they need this external validation. They need others to praise them, to say, oh, you've done well, because they have nothing else coming in to prove their worth. So for people like this, my advice will be, find something where you can find validation within yourself. Do something that, seek other forms of validation that's more helpful than waiting for others to give it to you, because people don't have to give you feedback, especially good one. Like, what if they don't? And also, proving someone wrong, sometimes it does work. It's like external motivation, but generally, if you don't believe in it, it will never be your key driver. So you have to believe in what you do for it to be meaningful to you. If it's meaningful to someone else and you're doing it just for the sake of it, you
yeah,
may do it for a little bit and quite passionate, but it's the wrong kind of energy, and it's not lasting. You're not building to last. It's not going to last,
yeah,
basically, unless you really believe in that, and then you internalize it, and that becomes yours. That's different. That's when you change the situation and think, well, actually, it makes sense to do that for me, for the sake of me. Because you always have to
yeah,
be asking yourself one question: for the sake of what are you doing it?
yeah.
And if it's somebody
Obviously,
else's
like,
goals, that's the wrong motivation. And that's genuinely like, what's
yeah,
happened to your goals? Like, have you got your own ideas? Have you got what's happened to your self identity? Like, who are you as a person if you take the opinions of others away? Like, you're an
yeah,
individual. So
obviously,
just,
yeah, obviously, if we are doing to prove someone else, then we are like we can start that thing, but we are going to get demotivated, and after some time, we are going to quit because
well, of course,
we
yeah, because
don't
it's
have
not your
our own.
goal to start with. Like, it's like, I don't know, it's like if your wife wants you to quit smoking, but you enjoy smoking, you might try for a little bit, but you will resist it. you will hesitate and you will self-sabotage and you will never quit unless you really understand that it's important for you, not for your wife or someone else or your mom or your relatives. So it's motivation. Motivation has to come from within. If it doesn't come from within, you will never have enough energy to sustain. You see, the problem with motivation, people can start something, but they genuinely fail halfway through at the beginning, and they fail to see it through because they don't have energy, they can't be bothered, they find something else to do, they start procrastinating, putting things off, and they just get distracted and move on to something else, right? And that's because they don't have, it's not about starting, it's about continuing these behavior and actions to sustain this energy and to get you to your goal, right? It's about being consistent, it's about self-discipline. And if you don't believe in it, if you don't find meaning in that, you will really struggle to get yourself into action.
Yeah,
Does that make
obviously
sense?
consistency. Yeah, consistency plays important role, because if you are not consistent, whatever you're doing, or like if you are not consistent or focused, then you are not going to get success or whatever the goals or dreams you have
Yeah,
planned
yeah.
from that business.
Yeah, especially
So
in online world, if you want to have presence, you have to show up, you have to show your face, you have to, repeat your message over and over again, stick to your story, stick to your point, promote your products, promote your services. It takes time. And sometimes I understand, I've certainly feel my level of frustration sometimes when you're like putting yourself out there, you're creating some content, product, services, whatever it is, but when you don't get the feedback from others, sometimes it can be very demotivating, it can be very upsetting and frustrating. And if you're weak with your mindset, if you think that, oh well, people will judge me, yeah, well, guess what, people will always judge you, whatever. So how does that affect you? How does it affect that someone across the world say, oh, Anastasia is such an idiot? Like, whatever, I don't care. I'm not $100 bill for everyone to like me, right? But having this thinking kills your motivation. If you're constantly saying, oh, well, I'm not ready, or I don't deserve it, that's another favorite that kills it completely for people. Then you're questioning yourself, you are blocking yourself from going and doing what you're saying it's important. And then guess what, people will never buy from you because you will not come across as confident, you will not project the level, the status that that will speak of your credibility, speak of your authority, right? Because for
yeah,
you, if you, especially if you position yourself as an expert, like coach, consultant, expert in any kind, it's about an image that you're setting out to others. It's about how you're projecting your knowledge, right? You do have to be consistent with that. You have to be consistent with your message, with your brand image, with your everything you do within business, right? So, and it
yeah,
takes an
obviously.
enormous
If,
amount of energy to put all of this together. And I know that myself. I know that because I've been through this twice. It's difficult
yeah,
and it's
obviously.
frustrating, and you need support around yourself to have this clear mindset, clear vision, and see the bigger picture as well.
Yeah,
A lot of people
obviously,
don't.
like if we are not showing every day, if we are not posting our content, then people are going to forget us, because this is
It's about
social
being
media.
consistent with your actions. You see, that's what I previously mentioned. Motivation is not about getting started, it's about how you're able to continue these energy driving actions and behavior to sustain it, right? So it's about like sustaining it rather than kick-starting it, right? So everyone can start a car, but not everyone can drive. So it's the same with motivation. You can start a car, and then what? You're gonna be boom 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 stalling and like going where? Going nowhere, right? So
Yeah,
if you're constantly in neutral, then you're not gonna go far, right? So it's your foot on the gas. So ultimately, you are like, there's no one standing in your way from between you and your success. It's just you, basically. You are blocking yourself. So you want to do different results, step on it. You want to do something, you want to achieve different results, change your views, change your attitude, because mindset is your attitude. Your attitude basically is how you see your skills, your behavior, your credibility, your achievements, your success, whether or not you deserve it or don't deserve it, whether or not you can achieve. Because if you believe that you will fail, you will fail. If you believe that people will not buy from you, guess what, people will not buy from you because you don't even
yeah,
believe in yourself, right? So
yeah,
you always have to put yourself in your client's positions, like, would you buy from yourself? So if the answer is no, then this is already a massive red flag for you, right? And that's what
Yeah,
motivation is about, like mindset and motivation as well, right? Because you have
yeah,
to,
obviously. We don't believe in ourselves, in our content
yeah,
or whatever we are doing that like we will get like it's self demot we are getting demotivated by inside and
yeah,
we are not
exactly.
in our actions.
No, that's true. Yeah, because like you have to, it's quite hard, especially now. You're always on, okay, you're online. People do not see you in person. They cannot read your, like, they can see you, but it's not like they see you in reality. It's totally different energy when you have
Yeah,
meetings one to one. Now everyone's on lockdown, like we are here in UK. You're not able to meet anyone.
yeah,
So it's difficult, but you have to project the right level of, how shall I call that, energy, if that makes sense, to people to resonate
yeah,
with you, because we buy based on how we feel about it. It's either it either feels right or it doesn't feel right. Oh, I like what she's saying, or I'm not feeling it. It's a feeling,
yeah,
right? And usually we can't even put a word to it. We just feel it. It's a gut feeling, because the amygdala, the emotion kind of aspect of our brain doesn't respond to words, and we base our purchasing decision based on this feeling. I feel it, I don't feel it. I like it, I don't like it. Oh, it's nice, oh, it's not nice. I feel intimidated or threatened. This part of our brain doesn't respond to words. It responds on emotion. So you do need to elicit positive emotion, positive energy, inspire people, empower, so they can relate to that. But if you're constantly showing up and you're quiet, if you're like body language is collapsing, like you are
yeah,
not open, you're not smiling, you don't maintain eye contact with your audience, okay, you're speaking on camera, but there are people on the other end, like looking at you. And if you're all over the
yeah,
place, if you're looking away and not even like facing, like who's gonna buy from you? Who will? No one
yeah,
will relate to that, because you are detached, you're distant, and you're not hitting the right boxes. You're not eliciting the emotions in others. If anything, it's completely opposite. You're alienating people. And people don't like that. We all want to feel important. We want to get some value from the other people that we personally can learn from, right? Something meaningful for us.
yeah, obviously.
And that's what
And
we like. So,
human being is like emotional animal, you can say, and people like to connect with emotion, and like people love to connect with emotion. If we are not showing
yeah.
emotion in the camera and we are showing like dumb face this like that, and then people are not going to relate with themselves too.
Yeah, not everyone is comfortable to be on camera, you see, because it's a scale. Some people are more natural than others. Introverts, they hate being up, on camera, they find it quite difficult. I never had a problem. I'm quite extroverted. I love presenting. I've been lecturing for a number of years. I've been in sales for over a decade. So, for me, it's just fine. Put a mic in my face and I can talk for hours. It's not a problem. But not everyone can do that. But if you are in business and you want to succeed, you have to, sooner rather than later, you have to get comfortable with showing your face online and build personal brand in a manner that is comfortable for you, that feels authentic to you. But again, this is the work that you have to do on your own, with your mindset, with what you're telling yourself
Yeah,
about showing up, because usually it's about, I'll be judged. What if they think I said something stupid? What if I embarrass myself? What are they gonna think? It's about, like, about fear of judgment in most cases. Or like, what if, like, no one would show up? Well, yeah, sometimes initially when you start, people, you will not have a large audience, but how are you gonna build it if you don't show up at all, right? So it takes
yeah,
a minute, but for it's an adjustment. For a lot of people, it's an adjustment, but you have to believe in your abilities to succeed, to uh to show your knowledge and show your expertise, right? You have to allow yourself to believe in this, because if you don't believe that you're the expert, then others will not believe that either. You can't
obviously.
expect
Like
others to believe, right?
yeah, we should have confidence in whatever we are doing or whatever we are presenting in
Yeah,
ourselves.
confidence in your skills and confidence to communicate this in a
Yeah,
clear and consistent manner as well. It's one thing that you have the skills, but if you don't speak up about it, if you don't constantly tell people, share your knowledge, then people simply would not know that, and they will not
yeah,
associate you with that level of knowledge that you think you have, right?
yeah,
But if people
obviously.
don't know about it, then what, it's not doing you any good, right? You're not promoting yourself.
Yeah, obviously, continuously showing yourself is very important because if you didn't show yourself up, then people are going to forget you.
Well, yeah, of course, because there's so many experts. Like, how are you any different from others? Like, for you to stand out, you have to bring something different that others don't, to be, I don't know, either provocative or, I don't know, something that would draw them to you, right? It's either energy or your vibe or what you're saying, it's something that, like a hook, right? That connects people to you.
Yeah,
So they will find something meaningful for them. But for you to find the right hook, you have to put yourself out there and try different stuff, right? And see what sticks. But until you do, then you don't know, right? So it's hard. I get it. It's really hard. I feel the challenge of and struggle of like showing up and, oh my God, what should I talk about? And like, is this gonna work? And like, yeah, sometimes you don't know, and sometimes you have to be more bold and ask for
yeah.
feedback and invite feedback
Sometimes
of
we have to do
others.
experiments, and like
If you want
sometimes
to
we
grow, yeah, if you
hit
want to
and try.
grow, you have to. But it's about like being accountable for your actions. Like, come on, we're all grown ups, right? Your progress and your success is dependent on you and you only, because these are your actions. No one can do it for you. Yes, you can hire someone to do it for them, but still it's an action to even hire someone to do another action, right? And it's a choice, a constant conscious choice that you make. So until you're ready to take on accountability, and I've seen a lot of people who are, they try to put responsibility on you, and I personally experienced that as a coach. I don't tell people what to do. I don't, tell them. I don't judge them. I don't tell them how to live their life. I don't do any of this. Yes, I can share some feedback. I can share some techniques based on my experience if it's relevant, right? If they're ready to receive that. But when somebody asked me the other day, will you tell me what to do? No. And I could see that this person wasn't ready to make any actions on their own, and they're not ready for coaching. They're not ready. And I don't work with people like this.
Yeah,
That's
obviously.
what I said. You have to be ready to get on board with actions. And if you're not ready to pull your actions on, if you're not ready to get your game together, then you are not ready actually for business or to level up. For some people, it takes time, and some people shouldn't be in business, full stop. It's just not there. Not everyone should be in business, right? Only because it sounds fancy, it doesn't really mean that you need to go and do it.
Yeah, so basically, like vision is very important in online business. So, like
Yeah.
if we don't have any vision, or if we need to create a vision board, and we need to stick to that. What you
Vision or
think?
goals, but at least understanding of your direction, where you're going. Like, you are setting your business, that's great, but what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to achieve out of it? For what? Like, money, okay, how much you want to make? Like, how are you going to get there? What's your vision for your business growth? Of course, because it's your business, no one can dictate it. Even if you hire a consultant or coach, it's ultimately still up to you whether you take any advice on board, and if you do, which advice exactly you take on board, right? Because again, you're responsible for your own business. It's your accountability. No one will do the hard work for you. No one will give you like, here you go, right?
Yeah,
It just doesn't work like this, because if you are not passionate about your thing, others won't. You can't expect others to be passionate about your business if you're not even showing that level of passion. And I've seen this in clients. Well, not clients, they're not my clients, but potential clients that I spoke with. And if I don't see it, they're not ready for coaching. They will not take on board any advice. And people like these, they will always have this mentality, well, it's not my fault. It's never their fault. They're not ready to accept responsibility. It's always somebody else's fault. They're ready to assign blame to others. There's a lot of like, oh, you didn't tell me, or I thought you would do it. And I'm like, well, whose business is that? Is this my
hmm.
business? Like, who's the adult in the room, right? Okay, let's all grow up and take some accountability for your actions. And it's always easier to sit and wait for others to for magic to happen, right? Like, you click your fingers and then you're covered in dollars, and like, yeah, that would be nice, but it doesn't work like this in
Yeah,
real time. For that
like what
magic
you
to happen, you have to put a lot of sweat, blood, and tears on the background and dedication to actually achieve results, because no one's gonna do it for you. You may
yeah,
hire, I work with different people, right? I have a personal coach, I have a brand you know um, marketing strategist, but ultimately I do all the work. They guide me, yes, but I do all
yeah.
the work to achieve what I
You
want to
can
achieve.
guide toward the direction, but
Yeah, because
like
it's
they are
my
not going
business.
to hold
I
your
have a
hand and tell you that like you have to do this and that kind of things every day
Yeah,
for you.
like, yeah, no one can dictate my success. I'm responsible for my own success. Yes, others can help me, and I appreciate the guidance and support, but ultimately I take on board what I think is relevant for me at this given time. That's it. But not everyone. Some people are when people are mentally lazy, they're not ready to do the work. They expect others to tell them what to do. And you know what, people like this, they will never grow because they will continuously expect others to do their business for them. And yeah, you can hire like a CEO and somebody who'd work for you, right? If you have the means, then it's fine. But this is you do have to understand
Ultimately,
how your business works before you even hire someone, because you have the processes lined up, so you know what to like expect from others, right? And manage expectations.
but in the end, ultimately, you have to do your thing. Like you're
You
part of
do,
some.
yeah. Well, it's your business. No one's responsible for your own business apart from you. So if you want different results, you have to do something about it. Instead of sitting and waiting that others would do it, you have to, like, with everything in life, if you want to achieve results, you have to approach it as an adult, not as a child.
Yeah,
I have a 2-year-old son, and he has tantrums and he rolls on the floor if he wants something. And some people, adults, are like this, and then this is a childlike mentality. This is a very infantile mentality. And yeah, sometimes I want to stomp my feet and say, I want it that way, but it doesn't work like this. Like, he can do it. He's 2. He's allowed to. That's his age, right? Okay, he can do that, and he'll grow out of
yeah.
it. But in business, this is not how you roll. This will not help you, and most certainly this will not get you any credibility or status or respect from your clients.
Yeah,
So you have to be mindful of all of these things as well.
yeah, obviously. So, like, I guess you have some meeting with clients, or we can
Yeah,
continue.
I have just a few minutes left. So if you have a final question or something that you would like to ask me, let's do that. Or maybe someone who's listening to us, if they have a question, feel free to tap in comments now, because I will have to log off in a few minutes. I have a session now in 10
Yeah,
minutes, so I need some time for myself as well. So if
basically, let's have some quick shoot questions. Like,
go on.
in you have to answer in 3 to 4 words.
No, that's fine.
So,
Yeah, that's what I said. Whoever's listening to us now, if you have any questions about mindset, executive presence, status, or whatever it is, like, just drop a comment quickly,
yeah,
or you can just DM me later if you can't think of anything right now. I'll
yeah,
be in DMs later once I'm done with the sessions. I have a few sessions with clients left for the day.
yeah. So, I'm going to put some quick shoot questions. So, what's the favorite book on the mindset you will recommend to audience?
Um, Carol Dweck. It's called Mindset. Carol Dweck. It's like the Bible, basically. It's like the gold standard of mindset. It's really good. It explains the growth mindset and fixed mindset. The growth mindset is when you see that you can actually change and you can grow and nothing stands in your way. So, and she explains it really well, and she's the founder of growth mindset concept, and there's over like 20 years worth of research findings in this book. You're gonna love it. It's really good.
So, what's the one thing you wanna share to the people, like in goal setting or vision setting?
Vision setting. I just want to say, like, just believe in yourself. You know what? Because if you have a goal, but if you don't believe it, it's not your goal. Just drop it. And find the goal that you really believe in. If you see yourself in 5 years running with this goal, and you can imagine your future straight away, and you have a million of ideas like coming out of your brain with this goal, you hit the jackpot. You need to look for energy. If there's no energy, if it doesn't excite you, it's not really going to work, unless obviously you have to and you have no other choice, right? If you work for a business. But if you want to start your own business, you have to look for energy and passion. If it doesn't excite you, if you don't have the energy to talk about it or keep you up at night, it's not a viable business idea from my experience. It's not going to last, basically.
Yeah,
So believe in yourself and believe in your energy. Believe that you can achieve things, because if you don't believe in yourself, people won't either. So, and it starts with the mindset. Yes.
yeah. And one advice you wanna give people about goal setting?
Well, with goals, it has to be. you have to be quite clear on your goals, right? So just look at smart, smarter. It has to be specific, measurable, right? You need to understand when are you going to achieve this, who can help you, is this realistic at this point of time, and how would you measure your success. But also you have to positively frame it. So if you say I want to quit smoking, that's a negatively framed goal, so you're running away from it. You have to reframe it that you want to move towards something, like, so always look at positivity. Language really matters when you set yourself goals, and when you talk to yourself from neuro-linguistic perspectives, you have to be mindful of the words that you're using with yourself, right? And with a goal, it has to be positively framed, so you look forward to it rather than you're running away from. Just one tip, because a lot of people, for I want to stop, like, okay, let's stop right here, remove all of this, I want to stop. Your brain doesn't like take it on board well. Instead, be more kind to yourself with goals. I would love to, I don't know, smoke 5 cigarettes less a day. I don't know, as a instead of like I want to stop smoking. So you see, like, there's just an example, but I hope you get where I'm going with that.
Obviously.
Yeah. And then, yeah, and that's it. But if anyone has any questions, just feel free to DM me or just comment. I presume you're gonna save this live, right? So
Yeah.
you can ask questions and comments. And my handle, my name is tagged in, so it's anastasiabanks.coach. So if you have any questions, just feel free to DM me, and I'll reply shortly. All right.
Yeah, if anybody has question, then you can ask now or in the comment of this live, or you can DM her. She will get
Okay.
back to you.
Cool. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. Thank you so much for the questions. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening or wherever you are, okay? And stay safe.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here,
You're
and
welcome.
yeah.
You're welcome. All right. Take care. Speak soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.